Wow, charming start to the video.
Hi, we're live.
Hello.
Okay, so this is my first time running a reading sprint. So I'm happy to be here. Well, that's my channel. Never mind. So basically, like, as I don't know if anybody's out there. Hi, if you're out there. Otherwise, we're just going to be running some reading sprints, and I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves. So I'm Kira. It's my channel. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Femke. I'm from the Bookish Buddies channel.
Hi, my name's Gabby. I'm from the Books and Other Nerd Things channel.
And what is everybody reading?
Yeah, Dreams of Gods and Monsters.
I mean, I kind of have an issue because I'm just not sure what to read. Basically started all of them and I'm kind of slumping. I'm not really in a reading slump, but I'm just like today I'm not feeling it. You know, like nothing's really grabbing me and I'm so annoyed, but we'll see.
If you do end up reading Every Heart at Doorway, I think that's what you call. At least it's short, you know, so if you finish it, it's like I accomplished something. So that's what I do from slumping.
Yeah, it's really short. It's not even 200 pages, but I don't know. I don't think I'm in the right headspace today. So that's kind of an issue. But we'll see. I mean, sure, it'll be fine. Worst case scenario, I might just start watching Bridgerton because I'm like knee deep in that.
Well, I watched that in like 2 days. So it's just like, I love it.
Yeah, I watched the first 5 episodes in one day. So
it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I'm excited for second season. Soon.
Yeah, I just started, what was it? Winter Soldier and Falcon. I think I just started that one on Disney Plus. I'm about like an episode and a half in because I just started it this morning. And it's taking me like a little while to get into, honestly. So
yeah, I'm generally the type of person that takes forever to actually watch a series. I mean, like, look at me and Bridgerton right now. I mean, it's been what, half a year since they've been out, something like that. So it'll probably take me another year before I get to like Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision because I still haven't watched that either. But but I did watch all Shadow and Bone in like a single day.
Yeah, well, it's not gonna be too hard because they're very short, like 20 minutes per episode. Yeah, for me, the Marvel stuff, I watch it with my boyfriend. So every Friday would be like, okay, work's done, let's go watch WandaVision or like Falcon, the Winter Soldier. But I think Loki's gonna be on Wednesdays. I'm like, I'm always scared to open Twitter on those days because someone will always spoil it like 2 hours after it came out. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. Yep. It really sucks when people spoil things.
Yeah.
Yes, that's hard.
I know the main reason I'm watching Winter Soldier and Falcon like those because I'm like really like waiting for Loki. Like that's like been the series that I've been waiting for.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Love Loki. It kind of reminds me of Umbrella Academy with the way they're doing the time travel bureau, whatever it's called. Like,
I was so curious about that. And I was like, and what was it? Like, I'm kind of like, I know this is like leading like into the Doctor Strange movie, like into the multiverse, because technically Loki does not exist in our dimension anymore. So I'm kind of like, okay, how are we doing this?
Yeah,
I'm so excited for that movie when it does finally come out. Like, that's so good. It's like Wanda's in it as well, and now she's like all powerful, whatever. Well, she has always been, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I think the Black Widow movie's coming out soon. And I'm like, I might actually go to the movies just for this movie. I mean, I love the cinema, but haven't been in, like 2 years, right? So COVID. So it's like, this could be the one.
Do you guys have drive-in theaters there?
Not that I know of anywhere near I live.
No, like maybe we sometimes get like drive-in events, but that's like only in summer and very sporadically, like if it happens.
Yeah.
It's not really a thing here, I think.
Same. Well, it's been raining every day for like 2 weeks, and it's supposed to rain every day for the next week. So I'm just like, wouldn't be
Yeah, well,
fun.
it was supposed to rain here every day for the past week, and it hasn't. Like, I mean, we've had some rain, but like more dry weather, like than actual rain.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was supposed to rain like the entire week, but yeah. But like with the Marvel stuff, I've been really out of it ever since my boyfriend and I, well, my ex-boyfriend and I broke up. What was it? 3 years ago? 2018. So it was like right before we were supposed to watch Black Panther, and then we never did. And ever since, I've just been really out of it and not keeping up with it anymore. And I just don't know why, because I really enjoy them, but I just don't. I'm weird. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I love it, and like it's nice because me and my boyfriend really both into it, and we, well, yeah, you used to have a friend, and he was really into it, so we always got like a trio. Like my friend moved back to Singapore, so we can't go together anymore. But it's like we always like, oh, how did you like the movie? I was like, yeah, I like it. It's like, oh, nice to talk about it.
Yeah, it's such a shame when that happens, when like people you know very well move back.
Yeah, it was sad.
Wherever home is for them.
Yeah. Uni days. Those were the days.
So, did you guys want to get into our first reading sprint?
Yeah.
Sure.
Did you guys want to do 15 or 20 minutes?
Do you want to do 15 just because it's the first one? Then we can do longer?
I'm fine either way.
Why is this so big?
Yeah. Yeah, the first one's like 400 pages, and then the second one's 500, and then the third one's 600, so.
Yeah. I was looking on my shelf. I was like, oh, it's not that thick. And I picked it up. I'm like, yeah, it's barely fit in my hand.
Yeah, it's about 600 pages, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Around that mark.
Okay. All right. Starting the timer. All right, so that is 15 minutes.
Yay. How did you guys do?
4.5 chapter, I think.
Yeah, I did 20 pages, so I'm about to begin chapter 4.
I did about 12 pages. So, are you guys liking what you're reading so far?
Good. Don't remember anything. So I'm just like, yeah. I don't remember who Eliza is. Does she play a role?
Yes.
Like, who are you? I don't remember you existing. Okay.
Yeah, they're introducing some new characters into the mix, or like characters that were kind of side characters before. So I'm kind of like trying to get myself adapted to them.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, Eliza is an entirely new character. I don't think she has anything in the previous 2 books.
No.
So,
but she has interesting when in the last book they're like, "Here you go, new characters." I'm like, I want to read about the characters I like because it's been 3 weeks. But sometimes it can be done well, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm really in love with Ziri, by the way.
Yeah, he's so precious.
So precious.
Oh my god. I love him so much. And it's like
at some point. What did you say?
I don't know. I would die for him at this point. And I'm not even like, I'm only like 80 pages into the book and I'm already like, okay, like who do I have to murder to protect this person?
He is so precious.
Yeah. To be fair, I had the same with Hazael, and that didn't turn out very well. So still salty about that. Forever salty about that.
I'm waiting for this book to hurt me. I don't want it to. I'm going to be very sad if it hurts me.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Sorry.
Which book did you decide to read?
I started Dreams of Gods and Monsters. Just figured I'd just see how far I get before I'm also, bored with this. Because that's just my state of being today. So just probably going to alternate between the books. So
yeah. I've actually like been thinking about like reading like this and a manga because like I've also been having some trouble concentrating like the last week or so. So I'm kind of like, do I balance it like with something else or don't I balance it with something else?
Yeah, that might be good. Like obviously manga's probably a bit quicker and like you feel like you're making progress easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because I read like Uzumaki was 653 pages and I read it in just a couple of hours, really. Just it really quickly, yeah, especially when you're invested.
Yeah. I love the Uzumaki.
Yeah. I mean, we already talked about it before. I'm still traumatized. I'm seeing spirals everywhere.
Yeah.
It'll do that. Like, I've got curly hair, so like I know like that they mentioned like that in that book too, and then like fingerprints, and it's like it's just everywhere. Like that book just sticks with you. Like you can't get away from it. Like once you read it.
No. Have you read it, Abby, or do you know of it?
I know more or less. I know a little bit, but I don't. I've never read it. I probably won't because like horror in like a graphic form really gets to me. So I feel like I couldn't do it.
That's a fair point. I mean, there's just some stuff like it's about obsession with spirals, basically, and you just start seeing them everywhere.
That sounds weird. Is it like quite scary then?
It's not scary in that sense. It's a bit gory, but it's more like haunting. I think is the best way maybe to describe it because it's just like it just every time you see something, it's like spiral, and then you look at something else. No, not that. Like it's something that's in the book. That's been basically discussed. Like, no.
Yeah, every chapter goes like over like a different like aspect of spiral.
Yeah.
And like where you can see them at.
Sounds so weird.
Yeah.
But I think everyone likes it. Like it has very good opinion, like overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really.
Yeah, I was really like I didn't know really what to expect, but like the first chapter just really grabbed me, and I had just such a visceral reaction because like, oh, like like what's happening? And then I was so invested, but I already told Akira, but I am haunted by snails. at this point. I cannot deal with snails. So they have the
They're a
spiral.
bit gross. Oh yeah.
My hair is
I've
being
never
weird.
really thought about spirals too much.
Well, if you don't want to think about it, don't read Uzumaki because you will think about it.
Yep. Yeah.
He has quite a lot of books, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's still coming out with new books. Like there's like a new one that he's coming out with called Love Sickness. NetGalley did not approve me for this, by the way, and I was very salty about that because I really wanted to read it. But he does like a lot of short story collections. And Love Sickness, I think, is coming out like in a few months, but it's supposed to be like a bunch of like short stories surrounding like love, and I'm kind of like, I wonder how this is gonna go.
All graphic novels or
yeah,
novel?
Is it all horror, by the way?
Yeah.
What he writes? Okay.
Yeah, and actually he's got like what was it? I think there was like another like one. I can't remember if it was called. I think it was called Revenant or something like that. But he came out like with that one. I think like towards the end of last year, and that's another short story collection. I haven't really dug into his short story collections, but I want to because I'm kind of curious, like to see how they are in relation to his longer stories.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason. Sorry. I was just about to say there's absolutely no reason for me to be yawning like I am, but it's just sorry. I mean, you're not boring me, but I can't help it.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I'm like tired at this point. It's 7:30. No, I was just saying, yeah, I'm not big on short stories. I did read one. It's called like Into the Woods or something, and it was like a graphic novel horror.
Okay.
And it was short story collection. But they were so creepy. Like the images were very creepy, but then the stories were so short that it wasn't really like satisfying. So it was just creepy. That's it. I was just like, I can't look at this.
I think I've heard of that one vaguely, but like I don't really remember too much of like what it was about.
Yeah, each story is very different. Like they were pretty good, and they still like kind of sometimes I think about them like, wow, that was weird. It's just if you're into that kind of thing, I definitely recommend. It's just not really my kind of thing. So, and I was really creeped out. I was like scared.
Yeah. I feel like Junji Ito, like the one who does like Uzumaki, is kind of like more like Japanese noir. I guess if like there was a Japanese noir, because a lot of his stuff is black and white. So.
Yeah, I really wanted to get more into graphic novels, but like I'm a bit cheap. I don't want to buy them because they're so expensive for like very thick ones. So I was like, oh, I'll go to my library, but like because of COVID, I haven't. But like the library in Manchester had like mediocre collection, but I'm back in London now, and it has really good like a lot of graphic novels that I've seen around. So once I guess I could go there now. I think it's open again. So I might get some like graphic novels just for that, because I feel like graphic novel we want to read physically because it's just a nice experience. But yeah, I'm always like, but it's so tiny and so expensive.
Have you read A Monstrous?
No, but I really want to. That's one of that one and Saga are probably the two. Saga
Those are really good.
I have like the big thick compendium. So I just need to get to it. But yeah, that one and Monstrous I really want to read.
There was another science fiction one. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm looking it up right now, and I'm like halfway through it. Descender. It was called Descender, and that's actually like a really like if you're like looking for like a good science fiction graphic novel, that one's really amazing.
I'll add it on my Goodreads so don't forget.
Yeah. And I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
And I kind of like the artwork too because it's not like. It's like, I don't know, I feel like it's like more blended, like it's a lot rougher. It feels like really like lived in kind of. And I really like the premise for it too. And they actually just recently came out like with, I can't remember if it's a prequel or a sequel, but it's called Ascender. And I want to hurry up and get through like this so I can read that because I really liked Descender.
Yeah, I was like, that looks familiar. And then I realized I think I watched your video. I think you mentioned about it actually. So that's probably where I know it from. But yeah, I need to check it out. Gotta go see what my library has. I think they have Paper Girls, so I was like gonna check that out because I just seen it around. Yeah, but I was just gonna be like, oh, what's good, but then couldn't go to the library.
Yeah. So up until Uzumaki, I only read Monstrous and the Tea Dragon Society, which if you want a very wholesome story, I absolutely recommend it. It's adorable.
I love that.
But I recently got 2 new ones. I got this one. Wow, my lighting is off the chart. Isola.
Oh.
And
I've seen that around, yeah.
It looks, I'm just like looking at the art. I hate doing this. It looks so interesting to me.
I love the artwork.
Yeah, I honestly, I have no idea what this is about, but I was like, it looks to have like animals and stuff, so it was like, looks good. And then I got this one, which I was really happy about. This is also by Laini Taylor.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
And her husband. And I got this from his web store, so it was really expensive, but look, he drew in it.
That's cool. Wait, is it a graphic novel?
Yes, yes, yes it is.
That's really cool.
It is in black and white. But this is, I think it's only available through Jim DiBertolo's website, so Lainey's husband. And I was really happy I was able to get this because this was published way before her other stuff was published. So I think they just reprinted it, or they had another stash or something, I don't know. But I saw it floating around because I think she sent it out to her Patreons. But I can't really afford that tire because I think it's like $100 a month for that specific tire. So it's like a little out of budget for me. But then I saw that it was for sale on his website, so I got it, and it's signed. So I'm so happy.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
Yeah, this is also horror. So yeah. But I'm excited for those. So like I said, besides Uzumaki and Monsters, I haven't really read anything else. So apparently, like my graphic novel experience is basically just horror. Because I think Monsters is also horror. I mean, kind of like fantasy horror.
Have you dug into Death Note, the manga?
No. Uzumaki is my very first like actual manga.
Yeah.
So what did you say it was? Death Note?
Death Note.
I've seen a bit of the TV show and I've seen the terrible movie, but I know more or less what the story is about.
So they have a Japanese movie, like they have 3 Japanese movies like that I think did a much better job because the Netflix the Netflix movie, like I hated it. They really whitewashed it. Like it was no, like they just, and it didn't even do like the actual story like line justice. And the cartoon is good, but like my biggest complaint about the cartoon, really isn't a spoiler, like this is more of a hot take, but my biggest complaint like with that is like at the beginning of Death Note, he was actually looking to make a difference. He wanted to make the world a better place. When they started off the cartoon, they made him into this power hungry, like, you know, terrible person, like right from the get-go, because I feel like they wanted him to be a little bit less likable in the cartoon than they did in the manga, because like he was very likable in the manga, like he was like, I mean, and he wasn't always power hungry. So
wow, that sounds really interesting actually, because then you see how it can escalate even if you have good intentions. But like, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I do want to get to it eventually, but I think it's quite a long one, isn't it?
I think it's 12 mangas. 12.
That's not that bad, yeah. If my library has it, I'll get to it.
It's really good.
Have any of you read Full Metal Alchemist? And if so, can you recommend it?
I've not read it.
I don't think I have either.
Isn't that also an anime?
Yes. I think it's originally like a manga, but I'm not sure if it was a manga first or like an anime. I'm not sure.
I just remembered I did read I have like the editions like 1 through 3, and I read that one. And I heard like that there's like a manga like the Brotherhood, I think it was, like for Full Metal Alchemist was the closest thing to the manga. And I heard the movie like wasn't all that great. That's pretty much like what I know about it though.
Okay.
But I mean, like from like what I could tell, like it was pretty interesting. Like the first 3, the first 3 were pretty good. I just haven't gone back to it.
That's fair. I've been trying to find like fantasy graphic novels, basically.
Yeah.
I've just been having a pretty hard time because I don't think there's like that much like actual like just like Monsters. I mean, Monsters is basically high fantasy, so I think that's why I like it so much. But I just find that a lot of graphic novels tend to be contemporary.
Mm-hmm.
At least the ones I find, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there aren't more fantasy, but
So if you like sci-fi, I think Saga is sci-fi. Like it's definitely not contemporary. I haven't read it. I've heard good things.
I have heard of that. I have seen it float by a couple times, but
that one's really good. I really like that one. But I'm still like waiting for like them to continue on with it. They were only supposed to take a year off, and then the pandemic happened, and I'm like,
yeah.
So, you guys ready to do another reading sprint?
Yeah, let's. Should we do 20 then?
So who has all these birds in their background?
It's probably me. There's so many birds near where I live. My mom, I'm talking to her on the phone. She's always like, "Where are all these birds coming from?" I'm like, I don't know. It's just chill, I guess.
Wait, I just heard them. It's like it's not me because if you heard anything from my side, it'd be frogs because we live next to a pond that have like a ton of frogs. So
Aww. Cute.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
My camera will be fine in a second. It just has to process light. I have this little slider in front of my camera that I just slide closed instead of just saying stop cam. So
your microphone, Gabby.
Yeah.
I noticed you tried to say something, and I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, I thought I was talking.
Hey. Monique is on chapter 3. She just started.
Good job. Chapter 6.
I'm chapter, what was it, 8? I'm 8.
I'm 16 because I started yesterday.
Yeah.
How do you like it, Monique? Are you enjoying it? I don't know. I think it's pretty good so far. I always have problems like with the first like 100 pages or so like of a book. And then like once I get like past like that point, like it flows a lot better for me. Like I always have an issue like getting into the book, but like once I'm in, it's usually a lot smoother.
Yeah,
it kind of depends on the book, but I do have that with Laini Taylor books. That's why I always say with her books, just keep reading until at least page 100, because after that you're usually like in the story and it's gotten going and everything. So
yeah, this is my first time reading it all the way through, but
yeah, I was gonna annotate. I forgot to bring the tabs, so I'm gonna do it later.
I'm not annotating, but I am tabbing.
I'm tabbing as well. Like,
that's
kind of effort to like write.
That's kind of annotating, though, right? Just not really writing in the book, but it's kind of adding annotations for yourself. At least that's the way I view it. I mean,
yeah, usually a tab has like the color has like a meaning, but I usually forget halfway through, and then I'm like, wait, was orange funny things? Was orange plot? What was orange? Just like, god damn it! I should probably write it down, but I'm just like,
yeah. Talking about funny things, I just read a passage where she was considering turning someone into a cow whenever that person died, and I was just like, that would be kind of sad. I mean, I like cows, don't get me wrong, but as a soldier to be turned into a cow, suppose it's kind of a letdown.
Yeah, for me, Karu just threatened someone to turn them into unicorns, so I was like, sounds pretty fun. I would say for me, it's probably Karu. I really like her. Like, I feel like she's a very real character. She's really funny. But like, then there's so many other characters I'm like, maybe I find them funnier, but she's just like, because we're in her head, we know like everything she goes through. So I really like appreciate her. But if not her, probably would be Susanna or Ziri. Maybe Ziri.
I really like how Susanna just, supports her friend no matter what happens. Like, okay, let's go to another world. Sure, in for the ride. Let's do it. Just, she just, does whatever it takes to, support her. I really like that.
So I feel like my favorite characters have evolved like throughout the series. Like it was Brimstone. Rest in peace. And then it was like, and then I started, and of course, like I've always liked Kairu, but like recently, like Ziri has just, and he keeps just, I don't know, he just
getting better and better. Yeah, I know. He's so precious. I really love him. And I remember when he was introduced, I was like, oh, you're too cute and precious. Protect him. When in the second book, they were all like, we need to protect his body. I was like, yes, you do. You need to protect Ziri.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, I just have such a bad feeling, and I'm like, they better protect him. They better protect him, because, like, I will pick it. I will stand outside the bookstore and pick it.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that.
Oh man. I just
Yeah, well, I mean, we all know I'm still salty about Hazael. Hazael was like my absolute favorite character, at least in book 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Never not gonna be mad about that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What is happening out here? A flock of geese just flew by. Sorry, they were noisy, and I was like, what is this?
Oh, we could hear them. I was like, what is that?
Geese.
That's so fun. Oh.
Yeah.
So, did you guys want to do another reading sprint? Are we ready?
Yeah?
I'm ready.
You guys think 15 or 20 minutes would be good?
Let's do 20 again.
Okay.
I mean, I think 20 is a good time.
Yes.
It's not too long, not too short. It's like,
Yes. I was quite invested. I was like, oh no, I don't want to stop.
I know. I'm kind of like getting like in like to the portions like of this like where I want to know more, and now it's like so all right.
yeah, I'm excited to be going to in the book to be getting to Brussels, because we are in like
they're going there.
or the second one, I think, or maybe even the third one, like right in the beginning of the book at least, we had the piece about Esther van der Vloed. She's in Brussels. So and like I always thought her dogs were the very long-haired ones. But apparently they're mastiffs, which are not long-haired at all. Just in my mind, they were a very different breed of dog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know breeds of dogs that well.
They're mastiffs are basically like some of the flat-faced dogs. Very big, like I'd say 50 kilograms or something.
Well, fair enough. At first, when she described them, I thought they were small dogs, but then she was like, they look like lionesses. I was like, wait, what? So it's like, they're big.
Yeah. Well, let's get going. Sorry for.
Oh no, you're good.
Guys, the timer's finished.
I knew it was coming up, and then all of a sudden I lost track of time.
Yep. It was just because I finished the chapter. I was like, okay, well, it was like 40 seconds left. I was like, let me just chill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was doing wielding sprints. Did you see the comment?
Yeah. Hi,
Well,
Bill.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. Welding. Well, not wielding. What did I say? Welding. How'd you do? I just finished chapter 8. I got to the cow passage and it was very fast. She was like, oh, and then she looked at me and I thought, moo. And I was like, that's
Yeah.
Right.
I just finished chapter 14, so I read 46 pages.
Nice.
I think I read about 20.
Yeah, same.
Hello, friend.
Hi.
My partner in crime. It's my partner in crime. It's not me. It's not me. I swear. Yeah,
what were you reading?
She just did sprints on our channel, so that's why we couldn't do it online.
For the desert-a-thon, right?
Sorry?
For the desert-a-thon?
Yes, I think it was Desert-a-thon. Could also have been Ember in the Ashalong. I'm not sure.
I participated. I read Ember in the Ashes this month. Yeah. I really loved it. I gave it 5 stars.
Yes.
It was really good. I listened to the audiobook and it was such a good audiobook. Like at first I was a bit skeptical, but then the actors were like giving it their best. They were like shouting. Like I was like, damn, I'm really invested now. Yeah, really good. Yeah, I read it this month because I wanted to watch the live show at the end.
Yeah, it was my first book this month. I literally finished it on like the 1st or the 2nd of May. So. Okay, it was Desert-a-thon. I wasn't sure. Wait, then Ember in the Ashalong was yesterday, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one. I found all but one script, at least. I didn't look for the last one, so I'm gonna listen to all of them. I'm just like so excited.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, I'm just very happy to be rereading them because I was actually quite surprised by how little I remembered because well, basically like the trials in the first book, I was absolutely sure that was the second book. So I was just totally confused. But
that's me in this. I remember nothing. I'm like, why? What's happening?
Yeah, I actually think I remember most of Dreams of Gods and Monsters, like so far, like most out of all 3 books. I remember less of the first and the second one.
No, for me it was definitely the first one. Like I remembered most of it. Or like at least an outline, like kind of vaguely know what's happening in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the audio was so good. I would really recommend. And the actors had English accents. I was like, sound like my neighbors.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm just excited because I wanted to read the 4th book for Ember in the Ashes as well, but it's so long, especially since I read the first 2, because I think it was like 2017 that I read those. And then I remembered when I was reading the 3rd one, I was like, I don't remember who these people are. Like, what happened? Where are we? And I just kept reading and it came back to me, at least most of it, but I'm just very sure that I missed a lot of details and everything. So I decided to, read all 3 again before finishing.
It'll be a bigger impact when you finish.
Sorry?
It'll be a bigger impact when you finish because you're invested again. No, I think I'm gonna listen along with the read along because I probably have space for 1 extra audiobook a month, so I'll just squeeze it in. Except otherwise I have TBR planned for videos and stuff. But I'm audiobooks are the way to go.
Yeah, I just think this came at the perfect time, because I was thinking about rereading them, but not really, in a concrete way yet. So I'm just really happy this came along. It's like perfect timing.
I'll have to like look into that read along, because like I actually hadn't heard about that one. So, and I've read the first two. I reread the Ember in the Ashes at the end of 2020, and I've already read the second book, but it was like years ago, so I have to reread that one too. But I've never read the last two.
You can join, and we'll be doing a read along again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for this particular read along, it's one book a month, starting in May, and then until we finish, until the last one's finished. So May was the first book, and then June is the second one, July the third one, and August the fourth and last one. So even if you wanted to read the first one, you should still have some time.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. I remember like a lot of like what I read, because I just reread it like a few months ago. So I really want to get like into finishing that series. Like, though I've been dying to finish it.
Yeah. I've been so up and down with that series, because I was really hyped for like the first two, and then it took forever for the third one, to come out. And then I read that, and then I was hyped again, but then it took forever for the fourth one to come out, and then I was like, meh. But now I've read the first one again, so now I'm hyped again. So it's been so up and down. And also, I was so mad that there wasn't like a complete hardback set available.
Mm-hmm.
It just irked me so much. I now have the Fairy Loot books. Oh, you can't see it when configuration is like this, but they're just like the UK. So I have to go that way.
Yeah.
I see this. It's so counterintuitive to go the other way you're supposed to go. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was postponing. I was like, oh, I'll read it eventually. And then I saw the read along, and I was like, well, this is a perfect opportunity. And then I realized it was on script, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have picked up, because I didn't really have time to read like a physical one. But audiobook was perfect. So I was like, oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah. I'd completely forgotten how much I loved An Ember in the Ashes. Like I said, because of like the ups and downs and ups and downs.
Yeah. I remember. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I remember like that. I was so hyped up, which is pretty much the same thing that you said. I was so hyped up, like after I finished the second one, it's like, oh, I need the third one immediately, and then took them forever to come out with it.
Yeah, it took more than 2 years, I think.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I think the first one came out 2016, and then the second one sometime 2017. Mm-hmm. And the third one was April 2019. Like, I remember this because I waited so long for it. And then the fourth one was December 2020. So that's like 1.5 years again. So like Esme and I, we were like, well, at this point, the book's not going to come out this year. But then she decided on like, I think like the penultimate week or something of the year. So I was like, okay, well, it did come out in 2020. But like... Technically, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I want to like just like read it, because I know how I get with series. If I wait too long between books, I'm just like, I don't care anymore. Like, whatever.
Yeah, like I care, but I just hate it when books get like postponed. Mm-hmm. That's my bigger issue. I had that with Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas as well. Like that was at that point like my favorite series ever. And then after the fifth one, the sixth one, which was to be the final one, was postponed because we got like a novella from another character's perspective, which was my least favorite character. So I was very much not excited for that. And then it was postponed again because the novella had become like a full-fledged installment in the series. And I was like, no. And then it took forever for the final book to be released after the sixth installment had been released. And then the final book was basically just a load of plagiarism because it has so much of Lord of the Rings in it. It's ridiculous. I mean, like, I get being inspired by a book and just, you know, taking parts from things you love, but like this was too much. Like literal like parts of conversations that were the same, and there's a scene in Lord of the Rings where, you know, chopped off heads of a part of an army are being chucked over a wall, and it was like literally the same in this as well. and just like loads of those kinds of things, like very specific things. So yeah.
I've not heard this before. I still need to read the last one. I was like, I hated that character that had the novella as well. So I was like waiting forever to read it because I was like, I don't care. And then surprisingly, it was really good. Like it was one of the better ones. Like the whole series, I'm like kind of lukewarm about.
Like he's still not my favorite character, but I can understand where he's coming from. Like I feel like I have a much better understanding.
Yeah, that was good. But now I'm like, oh, when will I read the last one? God knows.
But yeah, there are very few people who say that because obviously, I mean, it's Sarah J. Maas. It's the same with Cassandra Clare. I mean, nobody ever says anything. So basically. But yeah, that was my rant. Sorry for, drifting off.
I still have to read Throne of Glass. I think I've only read The Assassin's Blade, and that's it.
See, that's the only one I haven't read.
I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't really like every character. I was like, I'm reading this. I don't know. I feel like I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna read the last book just because I invested so much already. I was like, I've read so many books I want to know, but then it's been like 2 years since I read it. So.
Yeah, and it's so big though. It's like nearly 1,000 pages. I think it's 900 something. It's ridiculous. Like Sarah J. Maas is so hot and cold for me because I was the same with The Court of Thorns and Roses. Like I liked the first one, and then I absolutely loved the second one, and then I hated the third one. I feel like I'm one of the few people who really didn't like the third one. And then
it was a disappointment. It was just so like. The second one was so good. It's just like
and then I felt like the novella was so useless.
Oh, I deleted it. I was like, I don't care.
I mean, it was cute, I suppose, but I just felt it was so useless. And then we got the Nesta book, which I was silently kind of excited for, but I was like, we have like 750 pages of book and like maybe 100 pages of plot. Like, I mean, I don't mind some smut, not at all, but this was like, just a little bit. And I don't mind character development, but there was no plot, and I do need some plot. Even if it's building up for next book, I didn't even feel like this one was doing that. So, but then again, I did love Crescent City, so it's
I'm still waiting to read that one because I want more of the series out first before I even dive into that.
There. Yeah.
I think it's coming out this year because she's already put out a title. So something like Sky and Breath, House of Sky and Breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's due January 2022.
Oh, okay. So not this year, technically.
Sorry, I keep kicking against the table and then my laptop goes flapping. Yeah, no, I think it's very early 2022. And the synopsis was just released like yesterday, I think. So
I was like, I'm going in blind. I just love the first one so much. I don't care. Like, I'll just read it anyway.
Yeah, I will read the synopsis and then forget everything. And then by the time I'm actually reading the book, I will have no clue what's, what the synopsis said.
I just hope it's not as long. Well, I don't know. I feel like Crescent City was long, but it was like earned its longness. Like it was pretty good. Because a lot of the books are waffling upon waffling upon waffling, and then you're like, oh, why is this 1,000 pages long?
Yeah, but I feel like for me personally, I really loved Crescent City for that because it allowed enough like pages essentially for character growth, but also for a lot of world building and also like development of plot and all that kind of stuff. So I really enjoyed that because my problem with a lot of urban fantasy is that it's just too short. There's not enough space to do everything that I wanted to do. And then this one does, so I was really happy about that because I was kind of skeptical because at that point, like I just read, well, not just, but I finished Kingdom of Ash and I didn't like that. And then I read A Court of Wings and Ruin and I didn't like that. So I was like, I don't know. But yeah, I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised.
So you guys want to get into one more reading sprint?
Sure.
You want to do 15 or 20 minutes?
Shall we do 15?
Yeah.
So you can just round out.
Sorry. I always don't eat before, and then I'm so hungry.
No worries. Okay.
Okay, ready.
Just getting myself set up really quick.
Stop yawning because you're making me yawn.
What's wrong with me? It's just gotten dark, so I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
too bad.
Yeah. Bye, Esme. Thank
Bye,
you for
thanks for
joining.
coming.
Bye. I'm not having a good day today.
No, sorry, I was laughing at what Esme said. She said like
Okay.
she was waving back when obviously she can't be seen. So
Bye.
I mean, to be fair, that was my mom when we watched your live show, Esme, because my mom was like, "Hi," but we were watching YouTube, so I mean, we're smart like that here.
Okay.
I got very invested just then.
It's okay. I was pretty invested. Like I think I looked up just as it was ending, and I got lucky because I was right in the middle of something. So
yeah, I just started chapter 12.
I am in the middle of chapter 23.
Nice. Yeah, this reading spirit went way better than last month because I think last month I read like 30 pages and now I read 84. So good.
That's good.
Yeah. I didn't really read anything this last sprint. I just couldn't focus and I just was bleh. But I'm at chapter 16 now, so I read about 108 pages.
Nice.
107, 108, something along those lines.
That's good. Very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thank you to anybody that joined us during the reading sprints. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We had got some reading done today. So thanks so much.
Yeah, Bye. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Bye. Spirit fingers. Bye.
That's all.